So it's not like a vacation. Like even if I have to go to the spa, I'm like, where do I set my camera? How is it happening? And I'm like, okay, I have to be awake. Oh, this shot, that shot, And then by the time
all the time.
yeah, exactly. And then when I get back, I'm
also,
like, oh, I need a vacation now from that vacation.
No, that we even traveled to Hong Kong to shoot content with Kurkure because Kurkure had taken a lot of families from across India. We shot content about how people bond with each other, families bond with each other, and then that their entire concept was like Teda hai but mera hai family kind of thing. These were all video content much before the time that video content became viral and was being consumed by people and all that.
So I am from Jaipur. So whenever I go to Jaipur these days,
don't
I
feel
feel
at
like a
home.
tourist there. And when I land up back, at the Bangalore airport, have coffee at Hatti Kapi,
Only
and
thing
then I
is-
feel I'm home. Right?
Only thing is you support Rajasthan Royals and not.
I support RCB also, but I mean it's not
Yeah, no, he
giving me
does, he
reasons
does.
to rejoice and to
He's
celebrate
Sada-
right now.
Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Safwana and you're watching Kofluence Unplugged. I'm back again with yet another creator special episode. Content creation is an age-old art. And today, joining me in the studio are three OG content creator come bloggers of Bangalore, going by the name Dempe, Skinny Girl Diaries, and Nitin Hajela. Welcome to Kofluence Unplugged, Hrish, Deena, and Nitin. It's lovely hosting you all.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So why don't we start with a quick introduction about yourselves for our viewers to understand who we have in the studio today. So let's start with you, Hrish.
Yeah, sure. So, hi guys, I'm Rish Tota and I'm a travel and lifestyle creator for the last 20 years. I started with blogging with like a normal text blogging and all that, and then later on went into like, using social media networks like Orkut, Facebook, and finally now on Instagram, and creating a lot of reels and posts and all that, talking about travel, how you can travel with your family, those kind of content. Yes.
Interesting.
That's right.
20 years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Over to you, Deena.
All right. Hi, I'm Deena Pinto and I go by the brand name Skinny Girl Diaries. I call it brand because I think I made it one. People refer to me as Skinny Girl Diaries. I mean, Skinny Girl mostly than my name. I've been in this field, I think, for over 15 years now. I was the first to start brunches in Bangalore from the event side. I then later, started blogging, did my travel and stuff like that, staycations. Because people were like, where do I go? What do I eat? What do I wear? So from there, Instagram took over in 2014 onwards. And then 2016, I completely started this full time. And I'm a one-woman army. Whatever you see on social media, I'm on every social media platform there is as Skinny Girl Diaries itself. And I cover everything under the sun. So I'm a lifestyle content creator. I shoot, edit. I'm my own director, cinematographer, stylist, and everything under the sun. Yeah. So it's
Wonderful.
been a wonderful journey so far.
Over to you, Nitin.
Hi, I'm Nitin Hajela. I have been in this scene for around 17 years now. Started with Zomato and Facebook, and gradually then the blog, and finally into Instagram. I mean, I still work with I still have a blog, thefoodietales.com, which was my earlier name.
Okay.
Now I've changed it to my Nitin.Hajela, which is my name. And I'm more into food and then travel and lifestyle.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I have a background in food. I'm a hotel management graduate from IHM Lucknow, so food comes naturally to me. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All three of you have been doing content creation for quite some time now then.
Yes.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, you started with blogs and then over time there have been a lot of platforms that you've explored. Which one would you say is your favorite until now?
I think for me, yeah, writing blog was really nice because it had a lot of I would research about it, then I would put everything together, then make a proper detailed itinerary of what all travel I would do and all that. So yeah, that was very interesting for me. But now, of course, going ahead, video, because I also used to dabble into a little bit of short film making and all, like around 10 years back. So now I am able to use that after a long time in editing my reels and all that for Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. You, Deena?
I think for me currently it's Instagram, but prior to, I think when I started 2014, it was Musically because I was very inclined to creating a lot of short video formats for my blog as well, when I used to do these staycations or travels. And then it got taken over by TikTok, but unfortunately TikTok went off. And then, so Instagram has taken over, but then at the moment I'm even posting on YouTube. And now recently we've got Threads. I mean, it's a mix and match, and Facebook, everywhere. And I'm also quite popular on an Indian app called Moj, which which is equivalent to TikTok. So yeah.
Oh, okay. And then you, Nitin?
It's difficult to say, but right now definitely Instagram is my the major
Go-to one, yeah.
good one. But I still do blogs for different brands, and I'm still active on Zomato. Zomato, I have more than 17,000 followers. I think one of the highest in Bangalore,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
so I mean I keep my all the channels active.
Yeah. I think that's how it all started, no? Like Zomato reviews, because as bloggers, especially as food bloggers and everybody, I think that's where it all started, reviewing and then giving like your actual opinion about like a dish or a place that you have visited. I think that's how it started, and now it's all about like everybody's getting invited. I don't think pehle it used to be like invite based. You used to go there and
Go
review
there,
it
yeah,
on your own, right?
Yes.
You used to do it because you wanted to do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
My first 300 reviews were all self
Self-sponsored.
Yeah.
Self. You
I think
spend
even
on
now
it.
sometimes
Yeah.
I do self,
Yeah.
like if I go if I'm doing something, I will, even if I'm paying it from my pocket, as expensive or less budget it is, I
Yes,
will
absolutely.
still talk
Yeah.
about it, you know.
And I feel like even your audience can catch it very quick these days, because if you are doing something like where you have gone and you are experiencing it and then you're putting it out there, the content is out there, it's different from when it's a sponsored content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yeah.
they can figure it out in the
Yes.
way you were expressing it, because
Mhm.
even if
That's
it's a thing you really liked, the way you would express it when you actually went on yourself and did it, and
Yeah.
then a brand is asking you to say good things about it. So even if it's good, you would have that difference in the content creation
Exactly.
style.
Yeah.
Right?
It sounds very scripted.
Yeah,
Right.
And I think
exactly.
expression also kind of speaks volumes.
Matters.
True,
Yeah.
But to add to that, what we generally also do is that if in case there is something really required in the dish to be, improved and all that, we give that feedback to them
Feedback. Oh, that's-
like
that's nice.
separately. But
Yeah.
we may not put that all
Put
in
it
the
on the
reel
reel,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, people will be able to make out, I guess, like
Yeah.
how what is like where you've been invited and where you're going on your own and creating some content.
See,
Yeah.
lot of restaurants, they are very receptive to our feedback,
Yeah.
especially I mean,
Oh.
and they know I'm my background from hotel management, and I've worked in hotels also for a while,
That's
including Taj and Hyatt. So they value my opinion,
Opinions, yeah.
too,
I think
and
that's the way it should be.
Yeah,
I do
So-
something called first impression. I think people have I've been doing it for years now, and I can see people have started imitating that. What I do is I keep the camera right in front of me, and I have the first bite or the
yeah.
first sip of the drink,
Oh,
of the
okay.
food or the drink, and my facial expressions, they say it
gonna
all.
be all
It's
organic,
there. So there's no hiding it. There have been
Yeah.
times where the client is like, when my face is not so good, they're like, I think you should take that down. But I said the dish was not
Yeah,
so
not
good.
so impressive, yeah.
There's nothing I can do. If
Exactly.
it's sour or it's like, a little spicy, it shows on the face.
face.
And you're being authentic to the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
also, so that
Exactly.
that shows. Yeah.
Yeah. And these days too, I feel like maybe it's a personal opinion of mine. So Instagram for me in the earlier days used to be a spot where everybody, like even if it's a regular person, the girl next door, the boy next door, just go somewhere, you're enjoying something, you post about it, you share it as a memory. But now, like if you're looking out for like if you're scrolling through your reels or any content that comes in the feed, you can easily figure out there's like a whole commercialization side to
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So it's
Totally
kind
agree
of
with
take for me it kind of takes back that that feeling, that nostalgic
Right.
feeling I used to have with Instagram before. Now it's a very commercialized platform. So
And it almost looks the same. I mean, the
Yeah.
way it's shot, the way it's
Exactly.
even the scripts, the way they greet the start of the video to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ending. It's all
They're the
copy
same.
copy paste, copy paste.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So when you started off, I'm sure like because you mentioned that Orchid was like a very closed community that
Correct,
you,
correct,
you guys
correct.
started off
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
right? And that's like a very that's news to me now, because I've personally not been on Orchid, and
There's
I've heard a lot of
MySpace too.
Yeah, MySpace, yeah.
Yeah.
MySpace.
So I
Yeah.
actually want to know about communities like that, where it was not like Instagram or Facebook, where the platform is open and everybody is watching your reel. These used to be like even closer communities with people and then even if it's blogger communities, it'll be people you are aware of personal level.
And there were testimonials also we used to write for our friends, if you
Yes,
remember.
yeah,
about-
Orkut,
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, and you mentioned that like even actors like Madhavan used to.
Yeah. So I was connected to Madhavan and a couple of actors, South India actors and all that during the awkward days, and it was much more easier to reach out to them and talk to them, express the feedback about some of their films, talk to
that's
them
nice.
about what is of their upcoming films and all
Huh.
that. So those kind of things we could do easily.
I
But
think
now
that
it has become much more tougher.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Now,
with a lot
now
of-
I don't think people would be going through all the comments on the
I
reels
agree.
and
Yes,
all
yeah.
to find a feedback. And
Yeah.
this movie critics or any food critics, that's where they all go to for proper feedbacks if they want to know about a movie or if they want to know about a place they're visiting.
Or you also still have the relevance still holds good with Google reviews or
Yeah.
TripAdvisor.
correct.
Yeah.
You know, those are the ones who have still been there for the longest time, and I think they still hold value. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't look at comments under Reels. I
Instagram
would
Reels,
rather
exactly.
go to TripAdvisor if I'm
True.
going to be renting out an Airbnb or some space like that, you know, or Booking.com, stuff like that. They still hold value. Yeah.
That's a doubt I also have. Like all those reviews, because I am also somebody who relies on Google reviews more. So if I'm going to a place, they would mention like the parking is not there. You guys
Yeah.
better. So there are good like relevant information that I can get from
Exactly.
Google reviews than the Instagram
Exactly.
comments.
I
So
agree.
Right.
those are also I'm sure some of it must be paid because they want the ratings to increase or something. Do you think those are also paid? Or
But you can again
sponsored?
make it
Yeah,
out
you can
from
make
them.
out.
Make out
you
from
can
Okay,
make it
them.
like
out
on
from
Zomato, yeah, you can see a ton of it writing the same thing. You know,
Yeah,
like, oh, it's so
Same thing,
tasty.
yeah.
It was so tasty. It was so, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
something is not right here.
Someone,
What's this
yeah.
happening?
Yeah,
I'm
too much
sorry.
positivity being spilled, so
True.
then you
Right,
can
right.
figure out that
I
something's
agree, I
off.
agree,
Yeah.
I agree, I agree.
So when you started with Zomato reviews and everything, how was the process for you? So you would go there and order things that you like, and or is it that they'll
See,
bring
it
up
was a normal dining visit for me
Okay.
in Zomato, and then I used to write,
About
based on
them.
my experiences, I used to click photographs. There was no video format at that point of time, and I remember in 2010, 11, I mean, Dipinder Goyal, who's the founder or co-founder of Zomato, he used to like my photographs at that point of time. Now I know he doesn't have time for all of this.
There was a time where all of us carried DSLRs
Yeah,
to
DSLRs,
every
yeah.
event. I still have it. I was just looking at the Nikon there. I have a Nikon
We just,
D3300.
it is
still
just
with me.
gathering dust in the cupboard right
The
now.
Yeah.
prime lens we used to
Yeah.
have,
Oh, so it's all like
It's
mobile
there,
camera
there,
now.
exactly.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a huge
It's a
difference
huge
that we
difference.
can see. Earlier, getting that perfect shot was the big
Yeah,
deal.
yeah,
But
yeah.
now
Right,
it's just that
absolutely.
if I can get a good shot, good bite here with my phone, I'm good.
I think
enough.
all of us carried the.
Yeah,
It
we
was
used
right
to-
here on our
yeah,
leg.
right
Any
here.
event we went,
We were
16,
like, yeah,
17. It was it was like the main. Rather, the phones were there, but they were not so well.
yeah.
Out there. At
They
that
were not so
time.
advanced at that
Advanced,
time, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, Hrish, there's something I wanted to ask because since you mentioned that you've been in this industry for about 20 years now, so I want to know what was the format of content that you used to do back then? Like, was it video or was it just texts and blogs and everything?
Yeah, so it was very interesting because I used to have a filmmaking company, and then we used to create a lot of videos for brands. These were the short videos. This was much before YouTube was very active. I mean, it was YouTube was still there, but it was not being a lot of content was not being consumed on in YouTube. So we had traveled with Ford Figo across India in a car, and shot a lot of content of people. Those people who are Ford Figo users and all that. They used to come and talk to us. We used to also take Ford Figo to some of the landmarks across India, and we shot a lot of content. We even traveled to Hong Kong to shoot content with Kurkure because Kurkure had taken a lot of families from across India, people who had never even traveled by air and all that. They took them to international trip and all that, and then we shot content about how people bond with each other, families bond with each other, and then that their entire concept was like Teda hai but mera hai family kind of thing, right? So you showcase that how as a family you can gel well with each other and then explore a new city and all that. So we shot a lot of this content, and these were all video content much before the time that video content became viral and was being consumed by people and all that. So that was very interesting content that we shot, and then even now that content is very relevant actually, I would say,
I think
in
that
this
like
time. Yeah.
recent years is when I have started noticing people doing video content and snackable content
Yes,
like
yeah.
at this level. But like to know that it existed long back also.
Yes, it
Yes,
was pretty
Just
much
absolutely,
gaining
yeah.
traction now.
Like I said, there was Musically, so we would use that. It was easy because it was quite easy. I just had to shoot some clips, go in there, and the music was available, and
Yeah.
everything was ready. It was like Instagram has just copy pasted TikTok or
yeah,
Musically completely.
exactly.
So if they're telling us to be original, they were never original.
Even on iPhone also you used to create
Yeah.
small videos and
Yeah.
Yeah.
You used to have iMovie.
iMovie,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think
Finally,
even
I started with that
Samsung
only.
and most of these
Yeah.
phones,
Android phones also have
auto,
it,
yeah, they auto
Editing,
synced editing,
yeah.
yeah,
And
so
even
nice
Google
music.
Photos does that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Google
yeah.
Photos
like this memory
pages
exactly.
and all that, which are really good, right? Because it gives you immediate content. You can actually put it up and all
Yeah,
that.
that's true. That's
Totally,
true. Content creation itself, this is like a huge thing, right? Because earlier it used to be like you're shooting content, you're putting it out there, but now you have a lot of guidelines that you'll have to look at.
Yes.
And then when it comes to brand videos, they'll have like a list of other recommendations, and it would be like entirely different from the way you shoot things and the way you
I
present
agree.
things. They'll have like a proper script given to you, so I'm sure that kind of takes away the fun part out of it. But like, how do you guys find that balance where you are enjoying your creation space as well, but you're also, like promoting products or going to places? So how do you find that balance?
So since I do a lot of food, so I mean, there's a natural food fatigue for me. So I normally space it out, with my, and I try to, balance it with my food at home. And I mean, in last 15 years, I've not gained. I just gained three kgs in last 15 years. So that.
Yeah, now that's
So
quite a balance.
Yeah.
I
So
haven't gained.
yeah,
I'm gonna
and-
top. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
yeah. See, in fact, she lost weight, lot of weight, but
She has to stay true to her handle.
Brand name.
brand name, yeah, Skinny Girl Diaries.
Skinny
Girl.
I remember when I met her, first at it was Shiro,
Yeah.
long time back when I said, how will you maintain your name, after a long time? Because I've seen a lot
There
of
is a challenge.
I've seen a lot of people
Everybody-
gaining weight like
They
anything.
trolled.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
literally everybody
Yeah.
made fun of me. They're like, "What are you doing? You're a Goldman Sachs. You're an investment banker. Why are you leaving and doing this? You've gone mad. And what is this name, Skinny Girl? Like, where is this coming from?" And I said, I was always called skinny since I was a kid. It's an inferiority thing. I'm taking that negative
positive.
connotation and
Actually
making
making a
it
brand out of it.
brand out of it. And now I'm the last one laughing because all those people who laughed at me, they're like, "Dude, I should have joined you back then. Look at you." And I've stayed. Yeah, I haven't gained weight. I've gained a little bit, but then I've been on the same 50 kg.
Yeah.
That's it. I've not gone up or down. But yeah, I don't want to change my blog name to Not So Skinny Girl Diaries. But the only thing I think I'm having a little bit of difficulty right now with that name or that connotation is because of that cancel culture, body
Yeah.
shaming,
Yeah,
and
right,
it falls in that category. So people assume, like upfront, looking at me like. That they give me that sarcastic look,
Yeah.
like, who does she think she is?
No.
She's using the skinny
girl, yeah,
word.
exactly.
But that's nothing to do with anyone. Yeah.
I mean, the context they wouldn't understand. The only
true.
thing that they would look is
Very
how
true.
can I call this person out? How can I bring this person down?
Yeah.
I feel like because with earlier, like you said, Orchid communities or even Facebook communities, they're very closely knit communities. So people are sensitive, like to what they are seeing. Even if it's a feedback, it's framed in such a way that you would take that feedback and make it better.
Yeah.
But right now, like the trend that we see is that instead of giving it as a feedback, they just put it out as a complaint. Like, how dare you do
yeah.
that? You
Yes.
should
Yeah.
have done
Yes.
that. That's not feedback exactly.
Yeah.
So when your constructive feedback is the mechanism that you're using, I'm sure like creators will pick that up. They'll find it easier, because you're getting direct opinion from the audience.
I think the only reason we've survived is because we take it with a pinch of salt. You have to have very thick skin in
Yeah.
this space. The
Yes.
trolls are out there. I
Absolutely.
mean, sometimes the stuff that I hear about me, especially with my skin or especially my skin color. Yeah, people
we're
call
still
me.
there.
Yeah, we're still
Definitely.
Of
Yeah.
course, like I've done Amazon Live or Moj or something. Some of the times I've gone viral is because they call me black, and I'm like, is that even a word to be used? I'm Indian, just like you.
and how can that still be relevant in 2024?
2020. No, but it's very apparently.
but
Yeah, they're
That
very-
happens a lot of
see,
times.
a lot of people from when earlier there was a limited access to these kind of content. Now everybody is accessing
Yeah.
due to smartphones and also. I mean,
Yeah.
and they are not used to these kind of
Because suddenly it'll
know,
trickle into
yeah,
their
yeah,
feed.
I mean-
Maybe
Yeah.
somebody from the north suddenly sees more brown skin showing up. They'll be like, "Oh, these people also exist." I mean, I'm sorry to say, but
Yeah.
because I get the comments that I get.
Nothing
That's the
like
reason.
not, but
Yeah, no, I'm not putting.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
vice
but-
versa thing. Yeah, I'm
anybody,
not
yeah,
discriminating, but I get a lot of slack. And the thing is, sometimes I feel I don't want to go viral because I've been there, and it's not a pretty thing. But
Yeah.
like I said, you have to have really thick skin.
In all the interviews that I've had with creators in the past, the one thing that everybody like equally says that if the brands give us the creative freedom to do whatever, like the
That's
content
the
in
best,
our way,
yeah.
we understand our audience better.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
know what works best for our profile.
Exactly.
So if they just give that freedom to us, it naturally performs well.
I agree.
Yes.
But if you give us like walk in this way, sit in this way,
Exactly.
that's very directional.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
gonna kill
And
the
those are the
vibe.
ones which really fail actually.
Yeah,
Those
exactly.
videos
That's
don't
the
even
one
do.
that audience calls out very very like
Correct.
yeah, because they don't want to see an ad on
Exactly.
Instagram.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
of late, I think
And-
that's what's happening. I mean, from my side as a fashion influencer, it's what's happening is they will say take a professional videographer or a photographer with you when you go to these events or stores. And I keep reiterating that I'm going to shoot on my phone because you get that originality, the
Exactly.
authenticity comes out
Yeah.
because the color, the grading, everything changes when it's a DSLR versus
Yeah.
a phone shot.
true, that's
The vlog, the style that they are looking for, hoping for, it completely changes.
Changes, yeah,
And
that's
so now it's I think there it's the
Then
shift
there is no
is
difference
happening.
between a brand video and
Brand
a,
video.
Yeah, I
There
get
is
it.
no
like a
difference. Yeah.
influencer
Yeah.
video. Then
And normally, I mean, I tell a lot of brands that, okay, we are not shooting in a controlled environment, I mean, when you're shooting in a public area.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of, lot of
Obviously,
unforeseen circumstances also, which may
Exactly.
occur.
Yeah.
So you can't expect us to do, step by step. We are not working on in a movie, which is
Exactly.
fully
Yeah,
scripted.
we
like
can pause
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
rewind and
Correct, correct,
let's
correct.
action,
Let's action, yeah.
retake. It's
Takes
not.
and retakes,
There
yeah.
are no retakes.
And that's the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
Because anybody following a content creator, they're following it because this person is relatable.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's not like I'm watching a celebrity's movie or like a TV series. I'm watching somebody's content because this is the girl next door for me.
Yes.
It's like somebody I can relate to, somebody who is going through the same life that or the same city that I am in.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you use I'm not against people who use high-end products and like all this production quality items.
Yeah, neither am I, but yeah.
But still, if you are shooting it with your own phone, bringing your own bits and pieces to it, where you're not being guided or like directed in a certain way, I think that brings in more organic
yeah.
content.
Exactly. It also shows that you're really happy and enjoying.
Yeah,
Because when
exactly.
someone's shooting, you can't know what is happening behind the screens there. So you're with a certain expression and it
Yeah.
looks very like forced. So it looks like a proper TV commercial at
Yes,
the end of the
actually.
day,
And it's very common these days, like even a lot of fashion brands, instead of having like a proper TVC or ad or like a poster out there, what we see is that they'll all have like a good Instagram reach because they're collaborating with a lot of influencers and their
Exactly.
content is
Yeah.
their content now. So
Yeah.
that is now grown. Like now that every brand is taking up influencer marketing as like the first go to build the brand
Exactly.
awareness. So brand awareness, bringing it to the reach of audience, that's something that influencers can do. But when it comes to conversions, like expecting an influencer to convince an audience to buy it,
Yes,
that
there-
is where
Yeah, that is where
That's the real
that's
deal.
a fine line.
Yeah.
Like you cannot really be like go buy it. You can suggest that
I
I
agree.
have
Yeah.
used it, I really liked it,
Yeah.
and then this is something I recommend to you.
Yeah.
But then
See, we are basically one of the marketing, basically,
Yeah.
tools. Basically, we are not into sales. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, we cannot help to say, but we can create, brand awareness,
Awareness,
and brand demand, but we cannot force them to sell, to
Exactly.
buy something from them.
Yeah, I mean, the commercialization part of it is just one leg of content creation. I'm sure, like all the creators or any content that you put out there was not with the idea that I'm someday going to earn so much from this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You started it off because it's a hobby. It's something that you
Yeah.
like doing, so you started it. So that's
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
it's turning into
Something-
a professional
Yeah.
because now
Yeah.
it's very standardized, right? Like there are deliverables, there are the payment structure. Only once it's processed will you be going live with it. So now the industry is getting more standardized,
Exactly.
which I think is a big change that you must have noticed from
Yes,
back then. You do not have to go and follow up for your payment and anything now.
I
because
think
it's-
people recognize being a content creator is a job on
Yes.
its own. I
Yeah.
think recently even the government took initiative to have the creator awards.
Awards,
Where
exactly.
they
yeah.
recognize that
Yeah.
this is definitely something
Yeah.
that not to be shunned.
That's
so,
true.
yeah.
That's true. I think these people are the voice of the society now because anybody who's looking up to some person online, if that person has the power to like give a proper
Oh, very much.
yeah, because this person can preach actually. So that responsibility in every creator is huge. So I feel like as a creator, if you are choosing to be opinionated on things, obviously you have your freedom, you have your this is my space, I'm going to say what I want. But there are people out there who are going to be like, okay, they said like this, now I'm
Yeah.
going to cancel this person.
Exactly.
How dare they have an opinion? I feel like that is where audience are losing that touch. Like,
So, but I think you have to play. I'm not saying play it safe. I think
Yeah.
you just be yourself.
that's true.
And if you're going to have the followers who abide or really like you, then I think they're definitely going to stick around. I've been there. I've put out stuff. I've given my opinions.
Yeah.
I'm very opinionated. And sometimes I wouldn't say it's backfired. I don't
Yeah.
think it has. But I think at the moment where I'm at with regards to the way I've been growing and I'm still reinventing myself every day, I have to be very careful what I say so that I don't cross the line.
Yeah.
Because I'm also learning, and right now, like I said, there's this cancel culture that's come in. So you have to be very, very careful
Cautious
what you
also.
say, what you do, what you
Yeah.
put out there. Very, very cautious. So yeah.
And with content creators in Bangalore, this is something I've heard that there's a lot of communities for content creators in here, where there are a lot of people, even if they don't belong to the same genre per se, there are people who are content creators and they have this community, closely knit community here in Bangalore, where they go together for bloggers table. They'll have like meet and greets and everything. So which is very new to me, like to learn, because I've seen like actors, or they'll host a session of sorts where they bring in their fans, and then they'll have like a fan meet of sorts. But with creators and creator communities, are you guys part of such communities, or how is it like in Bangalore?
Yeah, I mean, like I personally used to have a very close knit community, which we used to be very regular. In fact, like one of the first blogger meets that we had done was so I used to be active on a blogging site called livejournal.com, and this was the first blogging site which opened even before Blogspot and all came in. And then the way we used to have a lot of people across India who were on that platform, and whenever the first ever blogger meetup we had in Bangalore was in 2002 and all that. So that was like this was at this cafe coffee day in at Barton Center in MG Road. So that was like around 20 people had come and all that, and that was organized by me. So which is now considered like the first blogger meet in India, I would say that, because even
2002. That's
2002,
I was just
yeah.
wondering.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I don't think I have used internet
That's right.
back in
So
2002.
it was there, and then even now, like over a period of time, like we have had a group of bloggers, but it's not a very like we don't have a name of a community or anything like that, but it's like a very close knit group of friends.
you
All
are
of us
friends
also
with,
very
yeah.
So, see,
we all know each other.
Facebook definitely
Yeah.
when Facebook was
Facebook was
at its
booming,
peak, then there was a lot of communities which used to work together. A lot of people in the communities to work together. There was foodies clubs and all. But now I think there is no structured thing right now. But we know our folks, and we love to hang out. And yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I started hosting a few. I host few events. I just did one recently with Amante store launch. It's a lingerie brand, and then one with Kiehl's Beauty. So it depends. Sometimes we do have close knit like a structure with all the fashion bloggers or the beauty bloggers. And then I think the foodies have, like you said, the travel bloggers. Like there are different segments out there, and then you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So if you are going to be hosting an event because you came to mine, I'll definitely be obliged to come to yours.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
a
It's a
win-win.
mutual support. It's a mutual support we do.
support, yeah.
Which is
normally,
very
yeah.
important.
Yeah, very
also.
important.
Exactly.
Very important. Yeah.
Then that would definitely mean like networking is very important.
Very
Yes.
important. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
And I think keeping that relationship is very important.
Yeah. How's the culture scene here in Bangalore when it comes to content creation? Because in Mumbai or in other metro cities, what I've seen is that it's more in the vibrant side. They're available all the time. And here I'm sure even if you have brands coming to you, you will require some time to go to that place and then shoot it. And then it's not like everybody is being called at once.
Yeah.
So it's not an event of sorts where it's all brand promotions. You'll be going to a place, you'll be reviewing it, you'll have this editing process and everything. So it's not as fast paced as Mumbai is what I'm saying.
I think they have the better luck from what I see with all the brands.
Yeah.
Because
a lot of brands are based there.
there. All the PR agencies are also
They're
based
based
there.
there,
So
yeah,
the minute
that's
they
true.
come to Bangalore, they don't know. They're like making calls or they're just looking at us from online. That's it. They've not met us as such. But they know offhand who's in Delhi or Mumbai. Those are the main creators. But the rest of us are like, okay, we have some. Can you also, and then it's like, okay.
Yeah. I think the transport system once Bangalore gets better, then definitely
Exactly,
we can be more fast right now. But right now traveling time is at least 1 hour. Going from one place to another. So we are a little behind.
Exhausted
The cities
also.
like Delhi and Mumbai. But yeah. Yeah, but I think once this metro thing is over, then we'll be better than the Bangalore and
Of course. Yeah, I mean, and audience also, not all audience would be in the Gen Z millennial side. We'll have older audience also. They would, so if it's a more regional language, approach there, I'm sure they would enjoy it better because now they can be like, okay, this person is visiting this place and they're talking about it in this language.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go try it
For
out.
millennials, they relate big time. But I think Gen Zers, they're like,
Yeah, Gen Zs, I don't think they have enough time to
they're,
care
they're
about
too advanced that they've gone to Korea right now. So I don't think even English matters at this point.
But a lot of brands who come to Bangalore,
Yeah.
for Bangalore influencers, they want their content to reach the local.
Locals also.
Yeah.
So it becomes relevant then to do content
Yeah, that's
in the
true.
local language.
That's true.
Yeah,
And
because-
Bangalore is like this one place everybody comes from every
Yeah,
part of the
everybody
world
comes from.
and
Exactly.
stays. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's a whole. It's not a city. It's a world in itself. I
Yes,
would say.
absolutely.
I agree.
It's and that's how we're all coexisting. Also, in
Exactly.
this space, everybody has got their own job to do, their own things to care about, their own lives.
Right.
It's not like everybody has time to poke their nose into others' business. So
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
that way, I think Bangalore has advanced to a level.
Yes,
different.
very much. I think that's the reason everybody loves it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might hear some trollers on the side, but
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
minute.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
going to affect you as bad as
Yeah.
you think you. Yeah, like you said, thick skin is what.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Bangalore than my own home. Jaipur
See,
right now,
there we
yeah.
go.
Yeah,
I mean, like
yeah.
Bangalore keeps you. Like once you're here, even I came here for my
Yeah.
education, then I'm just here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I love it here.
You
so
love it.
only, yeah.
It's
The
a
city
vibe. It's a
keeps
vibe.
you.
So I am from Jaipur. So whenever I go to Jaipur these days,
You don't
I
feel
feel
at
like a
home.
tourist there. And when I land up back,
Bangalore?
at the Bangalore airport,
Home.
have coffee at Hatti Kapi,
Only
and
thing
then I
is,
feel I'm home. Right?
only thing is you support Rajasthan Royals and not.
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I,
I saw
I,
that.
support,
Yeah,
no,
Royal
I,
Challengers
I
Bangalore.
support RCB also, but I mean it's not
Yeah, no, he
giving me
does, he
reasons
does.
to rejoice, to
He's
celebrate right now.
cup
Yeah.
with
Yeah, yeah.
that ice
So-
cream thing was
No,
like.
He's putting his
Oh,
in a cup.
God.
Then it's good.
Oh, the amount
So-
of trolls I've
Yeah,
seen.
but I mean, they're not giving me reason to celebrate actually.
So you are going back to
No,
falling back
I
on
also
Rajasthan
supported
Royals.
RCB and RR, equally. Both are royals for me,
Yeah, but home is home, yeah.
unfortunately, I mean, RCB is not giving me,
It's
reasons
a
to.
soft spot will always.
Soft spot.
Yeah.
Soft spot will
Yeah.
always be there. Yeah, that is there in every Bangalorean.
Yeah, for me,
heart.
the thing is, I grew up, I was born and raised in Dubai, did my entire schooling there. So, even when the National Day, I'll post, and all these guys are like, where you're from? Why you're posting? I said, but it's because I was
Yeah.
there, For me,
Yeah.
my entire
It touched-
childhood, everything happened there. There's no childhood
I
happened here.
agree with you.
So,
because
yeah, it's a
I
soft-
was in
yeah.
Dubai and Jeddah for some time, so I have some feelings for them, especially for the restaurant called Albaik, I mean, Jeddah.
Oh,
I missed
the
Albaik,
famous,
like anything.
fast food joint.
Yeah. I mean,
I think this planning is always
Yeah, yeah.
It can't be very impulsive also here.
but we all love traveling.
Yeah, we
Don't
love,
we?
of course,
Don't
of
we?
course.
Yeah.
I've been, of course, I've
Yeah,
been
he-
mostly into be like, of course, with a full-time job, I try to travel as much as possible because, full-time job, I have to juggle my leaves also. And like now with the, work from home coming up, work from office coming up
Coming up,
like
yeah.
regularly. So I have to be there in office like 5 days a week and all that. So I have to try and see long weekends and all traveling during that time. But I love to travel, mostly with my wife and my son, 10-year-old son. And then we have taken him to almost 10 to 12 different countries. And then personally, I have myself been to like 30 to 35 countries. And then, I love to travel and, explore new places and all that. And like to try to make some content about what you can see there, especially with your family.
guide of
Yeah,
sorts,
it's a
yeah.
guide of sort. So especially with family and when you're going, because most often we have seen that Indian travelers are now more traveling with families than compared to maybe 10 years before and all that, because there is more dispensable income also. So people are traveling more with families rather than earlier when they used to travel alone and all that.
I
So
still
yes.
I cover alone, yeah. But the thing is, it's very hard. It's quite hard and strenuous also because you're going there to create content.
Yeah.
So it's not like a vacation. Like even if I were to go to the spa, I'm like, where do I set my camera? How is it happening? And I'm like, okay, I have to be awake. Oh, this shot, that
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
And
You're
then by the time
conscious
I
all the time.
yeah, exactly. And then
You're
when I
not
get back,
enjoyed
I'm
also,
like,
yeah.
oh, I need a vacation now from that vacation.
No, that
come
is
back
something
to
which
the
is very
spa.
true.
Yeah.
That was fine.
No, that is something which most of our
Yeah.
creators we have in one issue is that whenever we are going to even a vacation, we end up doing like shooting content and all that. So it becomes more like work for us than even vacation.
Exactly,
People
yeah.
people are thinking only at the rosy picture. People
That's
who are
right,
followers, they think that okay, these guys are doing that. But the amount of shoots that we do and all, like Deena recently shot in the Sheraton Chennai, and the amount of shots that she took to just make one 30-second reel really like so much that she hardly enjoyed there, I guess.
Yeah, I
I,
think
I,
I-
I try to make a balance
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, so I've had a great time talking to you all.
Yeah, likewise.
and,
It was
and I
interesting.
hope you guys enjoyed the episode too. And I'm sure I'm gonna have a great time editing this as well. And I hope our audience also enjoyed our episode. So thank you so much once again, all three of you, for coming
Thank you
down
so
to
much.
this
Thank you.
studio.
Thank you so
for
much for
having
having
me.
us.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you
And
so
wishing
much.
you all the
Cheers.
very best.
Thank
Hoping
you.
to see these OG creators rule the place all over again.
Oh, definitely.
And hope to work with you guys.
Yeah.
again.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Sure
definitely.
thing, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now that's a wrap. We've had OGs in the house, Hrish, Deena, and Nitin joining us today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Kofluence channel. Until next time, stay happy, stay kind, and keep Kofluencing.